Hi, I'm Stan, and I'm the Studio Activator here at Jump. Today I'd like to show you a few tips on how to shoot professional quality photos on your phone. I'd also like to show you how to create a slideshow to showcase all those photos that you just created. All right, let's get started.
Tip 1. Learn what your camera can do. Start by taking some time to find out exactly what your phone's camera is capable of. Check the auto mode and look at how it focuses and takes in exposure to light. This is normally done by touching the screen where you want the focus point to be. Tip 2. Turn your phone on its side so it's in the horizontal position. Most professional photographers capture photos in the landscape mode. The reason for this is because most TVs and computer monitors are in the 16:9 ratio, which means it has a width of 16 units and a height of 9 units. If you take your photo in the vertical or portrait mode, you will waste a lot of space when you try to view it on a television or computer monitor. Tip number 3. Use natural light whenever possible. It's best to take photos outdoors in proper lighting conditions to get the best results. Lighting determines not only brightness and darkness, but also mood, tone, and atmosphere of the photo. Do not use the flash. The lighting looks artificial and it makes for blurry photos. Number 4. Avoid using the digital zoom. When you use your smartphone camera's digital zoom, you lose a lot of fine detail. It reduces the resolution of the image. Avoiding it is one of the basic photography tips for taking better photos. Instead of using it, move closer to maintain the image quality of your subject. Number 5. Use HDR. HDR mode stands for High Dynamic Range, and it is common on many smartphones. It adds detail from the dark and light areas to provide better balanced exposure. In other words, it will stop the sky from being too bright or the ground being too dark, and is really suited for landscape photography. Number 6. Use grid lines to apply the rule of thirds. In the rule of thirds, an image is split into 9 equal blocks that form a 3x3 grid. According to the rule of thirds, the subject should be placed along these lines or their intersections. The intersection of two lines is called the power point or crash point. This is one of the easiest and most effective way to improve the quality of your shots. Here's how to activate grid lines on iPhone cameras. Go to the settings, select Photos and Camera, find Grid, and turn it on. And here's how to activate grid lines on Samsung Galaxy Android phones. Open the camera app, go to the settings, scroll down and switch the grid lines option to on. Number 7. Download an editing app. The standard apps are pretty good on most smartphones, but there are others to try out. Editing apps offer more features, settings, and filters to take your photos to the next level. Mobile apps like Snapseed, Photoshop Express, and iPhoto are all excellent for fine-tuning your photos. These free apps can perform a range of basic image editing functions, such as contrast and exposure, correct perspective, removing blemishes, and adding text. Tip number 8. Rest the phone on a flat surface when possible. When you shoot on your mobile phone, you can sometimes get camera shakes leading to blurry results. In dark conditions, the camera will push up the ISO, which will lead to noise in your pictures. To reduce blurriness and noise, simply lean your phone on a flat surface like a wall, table, or ledge. This will stabilize your shot and result in a much better photo. Number 9. Use the volume button. Turning your smartphone on its side has an added benefit. You can use the volume up button as the shutter. This is a benefit because the standard shutter button will often throw your perfect picture off balance. By turning the phone on its side and using the volume button as a shutter, you will be forced to use both hands. This will increase stability and reduce shaking. And finally, number 10. Practice. If you want to improve your photography skills, the best advice is to practice. Take as many photos as you want, analyze the results, and make notes on how they can be improved. Is it the lighting, the composition, camera shake? Work out what you are doing right and wrong and keep on improving. The key to photography, like any art, is to keep learning and practicing. So in summary, these are 10 ways to improve the quality of your photos. Number 1. Learn what your camera can do. Number 2. Turn your phone on its side into the landscape mode. Number 3. Use natural light whenever possible. Number 4. Avoid using the digital zoom. Number 5. Use HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range. Number 6. Use grid lines. Number 7. Download an editing app. Number 8. Rest phone on a flat surface. Number 9. Use the volume button. And lastly, practice a lot.
All right, now that I've shown you 10 ways to improve taking photos, let's put them to use and make a slideshow.
In order to share the slideshows that you create, you're going to have to download a third-party app. For Android, I suggest PhotoPlay, which is a video and photo slideshow making app. For your iPhone, I suggest downloading iMovie, which is also free. I use an Android phone, so that is what I'll be showing you today, but the process for iPhone should be basically the same. Okay, the first step is to go to the App Store and search for PhotoPlay, F-O-T-O-P-L-A-Y. Download it and then open it once it's finished. Once open, click on the New button. Now, tap on the photos that you want to include in the slideshow. Once that is complete, click on the pink arrow near the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now we have our editing software open and all of our photos are in the timeline. There'll be some helpful tips popping up to let you know what each feature does. The first thing I like to do is add a transition. So go ahead and click on the transition button, which the yellow arrow is pointing to. You are provided with many options. I personally went with the page turner transition, which is under the advanced settings. Once you have your transition, click on the Apply to All Clips button. Okay, now we're back to our main screen. Let's add some music to the slideshow. Click on the Add Music button directly below the timeline. PhotoPlay provides you with a bunch of free music that you can put to use as the background music, or you can go to My Music and add your own. I clicked on the top left button and chose Dark Red Wine. Just click on the pink button and it will add it to your slideshow. Next up, there's a watermarker that will appear on the video that you export. PhotoPlay gives you the option to get rid of this without having to pay for it. Click the X above the word PhotoPlay. It gives you options of what the watermark will look like. Click on the Remove button. Now it gives you two options, either to buy PhotoPlay Pro or watch ads to remove. I decided to keep the watermark for this tutorial. Now we want to change the aspect ratio so the photo is taking up the whole entire space and not getting chopped off. Click the ratio button at the bottom left of the screen. I changed my ratio to 2:1 and now it completely covers the entire screen. Click the check mark to get back to the timeline. We're almost finished. The last step is to export the slideshow. Hit the back button to bring up the export option. Click on the export icon, which is on the top right corner of the screen, and then click on the purple export button to export your slideshow. And there you have it. Now you can share the video to anyone. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching.